All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are going to be talking with Libby Harrington today about express employment professionals and what all they do. Libby is the business development manager at Express Employment Professionals in Hot Springs. Express helps local businesses in finding companies, great employees, and helping people find jobs. Libby helps educate companies and how their agency can provide customized solutions to meet their specific staffing challenges. Although she has only been with Express for a year, she has ranked within the top 100 sales reps among all of the offices. Congratulations. Among other accomplishments, she has won an Oreo stacking competition, which I'm very interested in hearing about. She has been on a billboard and she was a spelling bee champion in the seventh grade. Her favorite things in Hot Springs include Steinus Keller, Rooftop Bar at the Waters, and Maxwell Blade. She has enjoyed getting to know the people and businesses that make Hot Springs unique and is here to tell you about how Express impacts our local community. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you Libby Harrington.
Well, thank you so much, and just thank you, Aspire Wealth Builders, for just having me out on, and I just get to tell you about who Express is and what we do. A lot of people don't really know, or they think they know, or they know one part of what we do, and we do a lot. So let me share my screen real fast, and also the Oreo stacking competition. It sounds good. It was at Kroger. They were having a competition when I was a kid, and whoever could stack the highest, tallest Oreo stack, and I did. And I won a full, brown paper sack of groceries. So anyway, that was the extent of that, but it's always something fun. Not everybody gets that title. So, all right. So can y'all see the screen? Perfect. Okay. So before we kind of get started, I wanted to share with y'all the motto of Express, which is respecting people and impacting business. And this is just, a lot of the drive for what we do. And we like to keep that in the forefront of our minds because we do have a really good opportunity here in our local community to make a difference for businesses. That means helping them find a good workforce, because we know that good employees definitely increase in productivity, which in return increases profitability. So we really want to help people get to that spot and really kind of understand what their challenges are when it comes to staffing, and we just want to address those specific needs. And so we want to hear you out and just find out creative ways to be able to fix that. And then for the associates or the job seekers that come through, we don't just want to throw them out to any job. We want to listen to them and get to know who they are, what are they looking to do, what kind of passions and desires do they have, so that we can appropriately place them within a company where they can grow and learn and succeed, because we know that part of having a healthy workforce involves having employees that want to be there, that's in their skill set, that's in their passions, and that's where they want to be long term. All right. Okay, so our office here in Hot Springs is a part of a larger network of more than 825 franchise locations, and we're mostly in the US and Canada. But if you're ever in South Africa, we do have an office there, so we can help you out. That one's kind of random, but we can claim it. And like I said, we are locally owned and operated. So what does that mean? That means we live and work here in Hot Springs. We absolutely love our community, and we just have a vested interest in Hot Springs, and we want to do everything in our power to be able to help businesses succeed and grow. And it also means that we're backed by a larger corporation, and so especially when it comes to the changing employment and labor laws and HR policies, and all the regulations and anything to do with that, we are in the know. So we want to stay informed to keep you informed. And so that's just part of being backed by a larger corporation, just something good for our community. All right, and then, so what type of jobs do we work with? The short answer is pretty much everything. So you can see it kind of broken down here. We've got office services, which that includes like receptionists, data entry, call center support, anything, yeah, data entry, anything office, we do that. Light industrial is more like shipping and receiving, general labor, warehouse positions, production and assembly. We've got skilled trades, which is machine operators, welders, HVAC technicians. And then we've also got professional, which includes a wide variety of careers or jobs, which is anything from IT to mechanical engineering, HR, any of those types of roles. So basically for businesses, this means that we can recruit for pretty much any job position you would have. And then for the associates or the job seekers, then if you're in any of these categories, then definitely apply through Express, because we can try to help you out and present your information to clients with what you're looking to do. So even if we didn't have a current job opening, we can at least get your name and information out there to see if anyone has a need with someone with your skill set. And why do most companies turn to staffing agencies for help? We see that 80, and this is just a survey from the American Staffing Association, but it kind of gives a little breakdown of why people use us. And they found that 80% is for vacation, maternity leave, different types of absences for that. And, you know, we're in a weird time with the pandemic. So even for people quarantining, we can help fill in for those type roles as well. And then 72% for busy seasons. Hot Springs in particular is a really touristy town. So we have some companies that want to just use us and find employment for March through October, kind of their busy season. So that way they don't have to put someone full-time on staff who they can't really afford when they're not producing, when they're not in busy season in those off months or winter months. And then we've got 68% for any kind of short-term or temporary type projects. And then we've also got 59% that use us to help find good, permanent, long-term employees. And I want to stress that because a lot of people think that we're just a temp agency, and we're not. I mean, that's just a piece of what we do, but we do help a lot of people find long-term, permanent jobs. All right, and here are some of the staffing services that we provide. So we've got the evaluation hire, and this is great because it gives a chance for both the associate and the client to it's kind of like a try before you buy period. So through the evaluation hire, an associate would be on our payroll working for the company for 600 hours, just really being able to assess if that's going to work out long term. And it gives the chance for the employer to see if that's going to be a good cultural fit, if they're catching on quickly, whatever they're looking for, that's your time to try that out. And then we've got the direct hire option, which this is kind of like, you know, like a headhunter. So we can do all of the recruiting and advertising and screening for candidates for you, and they would go directly onto your payroll. We typically use this option for some more professional type staffing. And so this is a great option as well. And that way an employer can use us to find people, and they're not using their own, wasting their time or resources trying to find people when they have a business to manage. And then we've also got the temporary or contract staffing. You know, if there's just a time period, whether it's a day, a week, a month, if there's a start date and an end date, then we can help with that too. All right. So before we match an associate with a client, we have got a really thorough screening process that we do. And I think that this is a big piece in particular of what kind of sets us above and apart from our competition, is just our screening process alone, because we really want to be confident with the associates that we hire and that we send to companies that will work with us. So whenever we present someone's information to a company, they have already gone through a full evaluation with our employment specialist. So that includes, they go through our application process, they have a full interview with one of our employment specialists, they undergo a skills evaluation, and they have to pass a drug and alcohol test, employment verification or reference checks. And then the hiring decision, this is when an employment specialist, after kind of doing the interview and everything, they have to kind of decide with each interview, is this someone that we can confidently place with the company? And so if the answer is yes, then they are hired on through Express, and then that's when we can kind of match them up with the client and what they need. And this is really great that we offer. So we offer full benefits for any associates on our payroll. It's completely optional. So they can choose to sign up for as much or as little as they want. And there's just a little bit of a deduction from their paycheck each week, depending on what they sign up for. But we do have some clients that choose to actually put their employees on our payroll for, well, one, just the payroll purposes alone, so they don't have to mess with that. And two, it gives them a chance to offer benefits to their employees, whereas if they weren't running it through our payroll, then they might not be able to feasibly be able to do that otherwise. So this is just a great option to attract better candidates and also be able to offer benefits through our agency. And we've also got an Employee of the Month award, which I just wanted to share because we really focus on encouraging our associates to work hard and just be good, reliable, dependable employees. So we want to recognize that when we see it. So when we have, hear good feedback from clients, we love to hear that. And we want to recognize that behavior. And so we do that, and they get a gift certificate and everything. And so, yeah, we want to encourage that, and we want to recognize it, and we want to encourage others to do the same. And a little bit about our local office. So the owner is Neil Harrington, which, if you haven't gathered by the last name, that's actually my father-in-law. So I came on board Express, about a year ago, and never thought I would be working for the family business, but here I am. I absolutely love it, and I love what Express does and who they are. So that's been a good transition, but that's the connection there, if you were wondering. And we are located in Hot Springs. We're off Malvern Avenue, kind of close to National Park Medical Center, but we also service the surrounding areas as like Malvern, Arkadelphia, Hot Springs Village. And then these next numbers are kind of averages because they kind of depend on our clients' needs and temporary projects. But on average right now, we're serving around 60 local clients or businesses in town. And then we also currently employ 160 local associates, which that number is really exciting for us because each week we get together and we have a staff meeting and we go over kind of numbers and how the previous week went and what we need to work on. And this number excites us because that's employing 160 people and giving them a job and helping them provide for their families and put food on the table. And that's just really important to us, and we just get excited, and that helps to kind of keep us going too. And then my contact information is here. We've got the office number and my cell phone number. I'm totally cool with giving that out to you guys because I want to be fully accessible, and a lot of times I'm in and out of the office. So if you ever need to reach me by cell, you can even text me. I'm fine with that. But yeah, if you have any questions or if you know of any businesses that could possibly use our services, anyone looking to hire or any job seeker, we would love to help them out too. So there's my information, and that's what I've got.
Well, thank you so much. That was so informative. I didn't realize that Express was all over. I thought it was just, a local business. So one, I'm glad it's a local business because I know we love supporting local because we are. But also it's just good to know that it's everywhere else too. So you're helping more than just our area, you're helping worldwide. So that's really great. One question that I have just to start off with is, how has COVID impacted the hiring process? Because I know that there are a lot of companies in Springs that have closed their doors permanently, closed their doors temporarily. Has that helped get you any more business, or has that kind of been a hindrance for y'all?
Yeah, so both. And really only initially, whenever everything kind of shut down in March and April, we were seeing a lot of people either letting go employees or, things were shutting down. So, there were a lot of people out of work. clearly nobody was hiring one time, for obvious reasons. So yeah, we just we didn't know kind of how long it was going to last or what to anticipate. But once things started opening back up, I mean, we just kept getting busier and busier as far as like job orders coming in and companies needing to hire. And so the hardest part within this whole period has been the recruiting aspect of it and just finding all the qualified people for the roles, especially with people withdrawing unemployment and with them making more at home. That's tough to compete with. I get it, but it also makes it really difficult from a recruiting standpoint as well when we have all these jobs and we just need the people for them. So that's been a little bit of a challenge, but then we've also seen some really good talent come out of this. So maybe someone who has been with the company and they got laid off due to the pandemic. Well, now we have this great talented worker who we can now place with another company. So that's been good too. But yeah, we really haven't slowed down even through December. I mean, we've stayed pretty busy, but I think the biggest challenge is just finding the people for the jobs. I wish we could just magically have them appear, but we have to work with what we got. We have to work with the market we have. So we're using all of our resources to find people, and we're still putting people to work every single day. But I think it's probably taken us a little bit longer of a time to find those employees than what it would take in, say a normal year, whatever that looks like.
Libby, I have a question and also a comment. First, the comment. This is John Herfel.
Hey.
The comment is I've had a lot of success with your company over the last 10 years, specifically from Neil Harrington. That's your father-in-law. Right?
Yes, sir.
And he's done a good job for us in years past. Where do you guys go to get most of your leads? Do people just approach you, or are you approached by other centers of influence? And then if somebody goes to work for somebody like me, how long do they stay under the contract with you guys before they can essentially flip to a full-time position?
Right. You were talking about business leads as far as other clients.
Yeah.
We do have some word of mouth, which is great. We love that. And then that's kind of my job, is I'm out there talking to businesses and just letting them know what we do. So that's the fun part for me. I feel like I have the easy role. I just get to tell people about us and just kind of develop that relationship. And because like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people just don't know what we do or how we work, or think we're just a temp agency. So I just want to kind of give them, tell them what we actually do, and then also get to know their specific needs so that we can prescribe, a specific solution to that problem. And then they can take it from there. If they want to use us, great. If not, at least they know. That's kind of how I look at it. But yeah, I'll go into businesses, or I'll get a lead from someone else, or the chamber is great too. The chamber is great at networking people, and they have different groups as well. And and I highly recommend the chamber to any business, and I like to talk them up too. So hopefully that answers that question. Oh, and then the contract period, if someone were to work with you. So I think we did the evaluation hire before, and that's a period of it's 600 hours before they can transfer to your payroll if you want to do that at no fee. You do have the option to transfer before then if you want, but there is a little bit of a fee involved, and it's just also based on the hours remaining in their contract. But it also gives you an out too. So if it weren't working out for any reason, or if you just don't think it's going to be a good long-term fit, then you call us, and if we need to pull them, we can do that. But you're not locked into that 600-hour contract if the associate is not working for that amount of time for your company.
Yeah.
So you only be billed for the hours that they actually work.
Well, Neil did such a good job for us 12 years ago. He actually found, what a person just like yourself found us somebody who was already licensed in the securities business, which I thought was pretty impressive that you could find candidates. And I did a number of interviews, and if nothing else, most of the candidates, in my opinion, were actually overqualified, okay, for position. And so that just tells me that there are a lot of quality people out there that are trying to fit to a business somewhere, so forth, other than through the unemployment office. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Right.
sir. Well, that's awesome to hear. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Thank you for being on the Zoom with us today.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm going to open up the floor for any more questions. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions that you may have for Libby. Okay, so I think that's all the questions for this afternoon. Libby, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to meet with us and to give us more information about Express. That I'm so glad to know that that resource is available for people in Hot Springs. I actually have a couple friends who are looking for jobs, so I will be sending them your way for sure.
Yes, please do. Well, again, it's been fun getting to know you all as well. I've really enjoyed that too, and I think y'all are doing some great things.
Well, thank you so much. And we'll have another webinar next week. I'll be sending out an email about that. So everyone be sure to look at that on your email as well as our Facebook page. So again, Libby, thank you so much.